Hello, it's Jennifer from Yellowbrook Road Farm, and look, the garden is getting there. It's late July, July 24th, and just getting everything, but getting ready to haul the garlic right now. So all over there is all the garlic. Gonna haul that and get that harvested and let that dry and cure. It's been a good year, except it's been dry. So, and it looks like the next little bit is going to be even drier still. So we're really going to have to focus on, keeping the garden watered. So we do get the coastal fog in the mornings, and that really, really helps with our moisture. Just another reason why that's Nova Scotia is a great place to be and a great place to grow, especially coastal. We do get that, fog, which does keep things a little more lush than, other places. So I hauled all the potatoes, all the Norland reds, the early reds, except for this half row. We ran out of steam the other day in time to finish that, so we'll get that done. Those potatoes, there's probably about 200 pounds of potatoes that we took out, and we've been eating them fresh, of course, for the last month and a half. And we took out 200 plus pounds, and they're curing now. And then whatever we've got there. We've also got a bigger potato patch over to the side. Yeah, way over there on the other side of the horse trailer, and that I'm not sure how much that'll yield. I hauled one plant and it was huge, so excited about that. We'll have hopefully enough potatoes to get us through the year. So yeah, good cabbage here. We've got some. Look at these. Aren't these fabulous? Look, all the sweet peas. They're just like, whoosh. I had almost given up on them. It was cold for a while, and they just, it's cold tonight, actually. But they've really taken off on the last little bit. And then I've got scarlet runner beans taking off, coming up on the other side. So I've replanted these with turnip and carrots. Raspberries are really coming on. I've really got a really good crop of raspberries there. Got to pick those. They are daily picking right now. Look at these cabbages. These are the ones the sheep didn't get. The sheep got into the high tunnel and cleaned all the cabbages, the brassicas, in the high tunnel, and bit some blossoms off of the beans, which really, was just a big kick in the pants. Anyway, I had babied them along, but anyway, that's fine. There was a lot of cabbage moss on here, and you know what? Something has scared off the cabbage moss. There's not even any sign of them anymore. So that's great. I think earwigs are just, are the main predator at the moment. So what else do we have here? Broccoli. I just picked a whole great big, bunch of broccoli, and we've still got lots more growing. It's great. And peas. We are dripping in peas. I just spent about an hour shelling peas after supper and getting those done. And celery. Yep. And I have re-sowed the cabbage for here as well. So, and I watered all this morning. We have summer squash over here. We've got quite a bit of fruit on. So we should be doing a big harvest by the weekend of summer squash. Sweet potatoes are doing well in the raised beds. Over here. Yeah, sweet potatoes. I've been weeding. So sweet potatoes are looking really good in the raised beds. And the beauty of this filling in is that the cats can no longer use it as a litter box. So hence the chicken wire that I keep moving back and forth over them to keep them out. Now this is a long white icicle radish, and I'm just saving seed. So pods haven't really started to form yet. But I want to save seeds from that. They were really, really, really good radishes, and I'm not a radish lover, so the fact that they are really good means they're really good. Look, isn't that nice? Oh dear. Yeah, so another patch of onions. So I have my main crop over there. They're getting ready to sort of die off, and that'll be great. Let them dry. We'll let them dry right on the ground, and then harvest them and cure them some more. But this is another patch, and something did get some of them, because I did plant roughly around 200 over here. But again, weeded them the other day, and some bulbs were just rotted or eaten up. So yeah, that's just the way it goes sometimes, especially when you grow organically. You just, sometimes have to cut your losses with stuff and share it. And that's definitely what I did. Lots of herbs over in the other garden. Now these are the zucchini and the summer squash, and if you can see, I've got a ton of fruit on. Yeah, there. And that's gonna be great to have that. More zucchini in the freezer. I just used up a whole whack of zucchini, and making zucchini salsa, getting last year's zucchini out to make room for new. So that's great. And I've been harvesting a lot of lettuce. This is bolted now, so this is going to go for the pigs. And because I've been mostly eating the Grand Rapids lettuce now, this is lettuce, Four Seasons, Marvel of Four Seasons, and this was a great producer for us this year, and what a delicious lettuce. Like, I'm so pleased, and still got lots of seed left, which is great because, again, it's Marvel of Four Seasons, so I can keep going. We've got rattlesnake beans. Really, you can see the earwig damage. I noticed that when I harvested some of this lettuce too, that some of it, but they are starting to climb, and I did resow them twice. So anyway, and I stuck a random cucumber in here, just because I had one extra. And here we've got carrots, which had to be reseeded twice. So these are the first seeding, and then I've reseeded again. And looks like it actually, they look really good now, just small. And I've got to do some weeding of the quack grass through there. Now these, now look at these. These are amethyst seeds, and it is amethyst bean, purple bean. And yeah, just beautiful, beautiful beans coming on. And what beautiful blossoms too, eh? So yeah, so they look really good. I'm gonna have a really good harvest of them. We had some green beans up in the tunnel, and these are green beans over here and yellow beans. But yeah, we had quite a few harvest, and then the sheep chomped the blossoms. So I still am getting beans off of them, but you know, luckily they didn't trample anything. And you know what's funny is that I love like nutritional wisdom, right? So this is why, like, you know, when you eat enriched foods and when things are enriched with vitamins and minerals and, you know, are not like really their whole form, I know that that's, you know, it's kind of something that, you know, can be nuanced. But frankly, when you eat enriched foods, it can throw off like your nutritional wisdom. And sheep have amazing nutritional wisdom. And it's just a blessing to watch them. Like, you know, like they didn't touch any of the tomatoes, of course, which are nightshade, right? So they didn't touch any of those. They didn't touch the cucumbers, which actually are like a little spiny, and they didn't like that. They ate one hot pepper and then they stopped, obviously. Yeah, so just even like, you know, just the fact that they went in the high tunnel and knew exactly, you know, once I calmed down, I found this funny. I found this very amusing. But at the time, I did not. That they went in and were able to, you know, discern what was poisonous and what was not. I always find that fascinating. I love that. You know, and I always love how we as humans can sort of feel what we need as well. Like, you know, when we're lacking something and we crave it, like, you know, I just find that really fascinating. And it's kind of a darn shame what enriched foods have done to us and our own palate, and how we have lost some of our nutritional wisdom because of that. But that's a topic for another day, isn't it? Yeah, lots of weeding to do. I'm trying to keep on top of these weeds without disturbing roots, because 1 year weed, 7 year seed. So trying really hard to keep on top of that. Got a pile going over there. And yeah, only one sunflower made it this year, right there. Yeah, anyway, rose bush is starting to pop out. It's beautiful. A lot of good calendula here. Holy cow, the calendula. I've actually had to really watch it, because I find it's compacting my soil if I've let it grow too thick. Now, these are all cucumbers, and I'm going to go through and weed these out tonight after I harvest the garlic and get that into cure. We have a lot of squash right now. So a lot of squash coming on, and I planted probably about 100 corn in here, like for the squash to, you know, to go up. Around every squash plant I've got 2. Literally 2 corn. Yep. So these will be the sweetest 2 cobs that I will ever eat. Literally, you know, sometimes that's just the way it goes, isn't it? Something ate I don't know whether it was the chickens, the birds, I'm not sure what happened, but I've literally got 2 corn. Looks like it's coming up. So anyway, I never count on a big feed of corn anyway. It doesn't grow well here. We have a lot of wind, and as you can see, you know, it's kind of not sheltered here. We're getting a lot of wind right now. Yeah, so I don't really count on a big, you know, sort of harvest of corn. It doesn't do terribly well for me here because of that wind and the coolness. And I usually get my corn from a grower in the valley, and that's just amazing corn from the Annapolis Valley region. And the heat up there in the valley and the fertile ground is just made for the sweetest kind of corn. So, and I did can a ton of corn last year and froze a lot. We had done, I think, 24 dozen corn, you know, in between canning and freezing and eating fresh. And I just decided that we've still got quite a bit of canned corn left, so I won't can any more this year. I will just freeze. So we will go up next week. I think we're going to the Annapolis Royal Farmers Market next week. Can't wait. And going for a little, you know, sort of break and a little overnight, celebrate our anniversary and 20. Oh, hold on. I'm going to get caught out here. 24 years. 24 years together and 22 years married. No, 23, 25. Yeah. Sorry. We were married in 2004, so 21 years, there we go, married. Anyway, yeah, usually it's the man that does that, isn't it? But, you know, sorry. I am, got a lot of my head, but anyway, we are going to celebrate that and go to the Annapolis Royal Farmers Market, and we'll get our corn then. What's happening over here? So, over here, and I'm going to show you, this is the saddest, this is what happens to tomato plants outside here. Look at this. I popped that in. It was just an extra that somebody had given me, and love that, but it was definitely, this is what happens. Our tomatoes here get blight from overhead because of that fog that I mentioned. That coastal fog and that moisture, so they just don't do well outside here. We usually do have to do them undercover. A lot of Swiss chard, a lot of romaine lettuce, sweet peas. Again, they've got sweet peas growing everywhere. Goodness, so pretty, isn't it? Yeah, I got sweet peas growing everywhere. I'm gonna try to take a picture of that. I don't know if I can get it. There, look at that. Yeah, so sweet peas. This is kale and borage. A lot of kale and borage, and this is something that I developed this year. You know, just sort of trying to let everything naturalize. This tall blue kale naturally seeds, goes to seed and seeds itself, and we love having this all winter. It overwinters really, really well. You can't kill it. It's lovely, and I feed it to the sheep, what we don't eat ourselves. They love it. And it's good. And some more squash plants over here, tucked in over here as well. And those are our asparagus we let go to seed. So those are done. Shallots, lots of shallots this year. Lots of great, like, you know, shallots are always one that I just love. I love having dried shallots in the pantry. They've just got such a nice flavor. For dishes, lots of carrots. Finally, lots of carrots. I've had to re-sow those twice. Like I mentioned, it's been dry, so it took a bit to have some good germination for those carrots. Turnip. Yeah, had a really lot of pest pressure in the turnip this year. This is Purple Prince. So I'm really hoping that the fall turnip will do much, much better. Which it usually, that's usually kind of the cycle of it. Beets are doing well. Thinned them already. I'm going to have to thin them again tomorrow and get those done. And I've reseeded this with more beets. And I've reseeded over here with spinach maybe? No. More beets maybe? Yeah, I think more beets. And then we've got some more carrots grow. Oh, sorry. We've got some more beets. We've got some more carrots growing. I've got parsnip, berlotti beans, and broccoli re-sowed. Where we hauled the fava beans out of. So yeah, and mesclun lettuce down at the end, and bunching onions and Grand Rapids lettuce. So yeah, that's just, you know, and like I mentioned, we're going to go over here and haul some garlic, and yeah, really good Look at these pit stalks. So you want to, like, these bottom 3 leaves should be nice and brown. You want to still have some leaves that are green. And like I mentioned, the tips, yeah, everything is starting to, like, you know. So the trouble with that is that when you harvest that, oh, look at the size of that. That's a beautiful head of garlic. Look at that. You know, just for reference, that's my hand. So it's, you know, the size of my palm. When you have garlic that is harvested too late, it just, the bulbs start to separate. It doesn't, when it dries, and it doesn't keep as long. So you really want to make sure that, you know, you're kind of, I think I seen Revival Scenes posted something the other day, and they said it's actually like 22 days from the time your scapes appear. So that's kind of a great indication. Now, I've always been told as well that when your scapes stand straight up, that is when, so you can see that this one is standing straight, up right there, almost, and that is when you should harvest your garlic. So yeah, it's definitely time. So anyway, and I'm really pleased with that. That looks great. So anyway, yeah, so I'm going to get on with that, and I'll take you in the high tunnel and in the small greenhouse another day. Anyway, I hope you have a great evening, and I hope your garden's going really well. And, you know, if not, you know, if it's not going well, like, you know, some years are like that. Like, you know, we've had some horrible growing years, and this year, you know, it's been all right. We haven't had, I've had to re-sow some things here and there. The other thing that didn't grow well this year, oh goodness, what was it? Well, I mentioned the corn, the failure with the corn. I can't remember what else. Yeah, so, you know, some years are like that, and during those years, we just try to find somebody that did have a good harvest in another area and buy from them, and that usually works out really well. And, you know, luckily we are not in the days of, like, you know, I was thinking that when the cabbage was, eaten by the sheep, I thought, you know, back in the olden days, that would have meant, like, you know, probably starvation for maybe people, you know, or dire consequences. Like, they didn't have plan B of going to find somebody else maybe at the, you know, or just going to the grocery store and getting, you know, more cabbage, you know, or the farmer's market or whatever, like, you know, so it really makes me appreciate that, you know, we do, you know, even though I do not want, look at this, whiskey. They've got new hay from yesterday. They got some hay off the field yesterday, and they've just been like, nom, 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 and he's going crazy, throwing it out of his bin. Yeah, so it just makes me appreciative that we don't live in a time that, you know, it really isn't life or death when we have a failure like that or an accident that happens. But, you know, you don't want to get too lax either. I really should have closed the door to that high tunnel. That is, unfortunately, I did close it. It just blew open, and normally I have something propped against it because I know what the wind is like here, and, you know, and I didn't. But you can be darn sure some lessons you only learn once, and you learn from them. So anyway, that was definitely one. I will definitely be careful, and you know, more careful of that in the future. And also with the sheep out grazing, like, you know, not being attended. I was at work, and they were in an area that is near the high tunnel. Yeah, I probably won't do that again. Anyway, so yeah, that's just you know, a little aside. I am always grateful that you know, we live in an area that doesn't, a time that we don't have to worry about starving to death when that happens. But I am thankful for the nutrient dense food that I'm growing. I think that, you know, it's always good to know where your food comes from, but sometimes when we can do more, we need to do more, and that's what I hope I'm staying true to myself, and that's no judgment on anybody else. I think we really need to hoe our own row, you know, and not, you know, no pun intended, but we need to hoe our own row in making sure that we are just, you know, looking after, you know, the things that we can look after, which is, in this case, just growing some good nutrient-dense food. And we've been enjoying it. It's been a blessing to be eating fresh food from April right through until, like, what are we now, the end of July. And yeah, tonight it feels like September. I don't know what's going on here, but it's a little chilly here tonight. Anyway, but yeah, so it definitely is one of those things. Now look at this. There. Look, beautiful raspberries. I would love to grow a ton of raspberries. I want to do that. I want to expand my raspberry patch because I feel like, we have lots of U-picks here and strawberries and blueberries and things, but we don't have any raspberry U-picks. And I really feel like that is something I could, be sufficient in. They love our acidic soil. These are early golden, I believe. Yeah, and they are just a beautiful raspberry. They're like the second ones to come. Anyway, that's dessert. Maybe one more. Anyway. Okay. Anyway, got to get out the garlic. And anyway, I hope you guys all take care. If you have anything you'd like to chat about garden-wise, I'd love to hear what you're growing and your successes, your failures, things like that. I'd love to hear from you, so just drop a comment below. See you.